Hey Java coders, real quick here, writing test code. We kind of started it right here, and I suggest using it anytime you write code. The reason is, if we have a system such as a traffic light or a medical device, fire alarm system, a real software system or real software objects, we want to test those. We don't want to find bugs in traffic light, right? Or a bug in a medical device, a pacemaker or something like that. We want our tests to find the bugs so we can fix them. And we're starting off small, of course. Or rectangle object, that's the example we have. And we're doing some coding with class point. We're doing some point tests to test the point, and the rectangle test the rectangle, etc., etc. So let's give her a shot. Let's go in here. We've got a couple classes here, and we're going to do this challenge here, which is drill 5 or 403. 403, yes, and here we are. So first thing we want to do is we want to grab our previous work that we've done. We've already coded point up with a few methods in it, right? Make sure it compiles. So it compiles okay, but we don't know if it runs okay, and that's what point test does. So here's point test right here. Let's jump over again to this, and let's go to what we are given here. We're given some code. I'm going to click this clipboard copy here down in the right corner, right there. I'm going to pop over here, and now we have point test. This actually compiles, but it's not doing anything yet, right? No code body. We have an example that'll help us out very much right here. Example, go in here. Let's just go to another test and see how it works. Here's a test right here. We can follow the same pattern here. So I'm going to copy this code here, hit the clipboard copy again, come in here. We're just going to paste it in here, and we're going to have to rearrange it a bit when we get it in here. But we will do that, and it'd be a good idea to do that there. Get a comment up here, test the method. We want to test the method move to origin, right? Move to the origin. Right there, that's what we're told to test, I believe, in the challenge. Let's see here. Move to origin is what we are going to test right here. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. The move to origin. All right. So we're going to test that out, and we can use the same kind of pattern that was in the example. We pulled the example again out of here. Just copied that code right there. We're not testing a rectangle though. We're testing a point, right? So we're going to declare a point. I'm just going to call it P for a variable name. It's going to be a new point. We're going to construct it. We declare and we construct. Now we're just going to send the method move to. It's always good to copy it out of the actual class so we don't make a typo. So I'm just copying that method name here. We're going to call it right there. Now we want to see if the expected values, or I should say the actual values from the object, which is a P, which is point P, if the actual values are equal to the expected values. Well, what are the expected values? Well, that values to the expected x and y of, if we go to the point, we can see that they're both 0 there. So 0 and 0. So we expect 0 here and here, and this is just our labeling here. So expected x and expected y. We want to compare actual x and actual y. Okay, we're sending the point. We don't want to send get width to the point. We want to actually send get x to the point and get y, right? For our eye candy, or just to be able to compare. All right, so here we go. We haven't coded this yet. This is to do. We have a test here. Move to origin. We're constructing this tester right here. And I'm just going to rename that tester. It sounds good at the moment anyway. Variable names, we can always just do what we want, right? Make them sound clearer to ourselves. All right, we're sending that method, test move to origin right here. We're going to construct a point, call the method that we're testing, and then check how it's doing. I'm going to make one more change there, just a labeling change. That's just eye candy again, that's just display. Let's give that a run. Compile. And then we don't have to even recompile point unless we change it, because we're not changing it. We're really just working on this point tests here. We have an error here, so what did we do? Line 25, we're doing something there. I have an extra bracket here, the extra brace. Closing out the method right here, and closing it again there. So we'll get rid of that. A whole bunch of errors surfaced there, right? Let's just look at that again, just for learning here. We have 5 errors, so it looks like, oh my gosh, we might say, that's a lot of problems. Well, it turns out it's only one brace, right? It tells us really exactly where the problem is. We can hone in on it. Let's give that another compile. And now we're good to go. Let's give it a run, and our test ran. Expected X is 0, actual 0, expected Y, actual Y. So that test passed. And we'd want to do something very similar for the next one. Tests follow kind of a similar pattern a lot of times. Declare and construct. So this is move 1. We're testing the move 1 method. I'm going to copy that in here because that's what we're testing, right? I'm going to call it there. We're declare and construct is just fine. And we're going to do put a little bit of different eye candy in there. The expected X, this code here is actually okay as is. It's our display text. So let's give that a run now. See, we should have 2 test results here. And here we are. Our second test now. Expected X is 0, 0, 100. They don't match. I made a little mistake there. I didn't change that. The expected X isn't 0 there. Expected X is actually 100, and the Y is 70. So 100. That's a good sign when we have an error in the test itself and not the model. In other words, point test.java had a little fix up I had to do, and point did not. So that's a good sign. That means our model might be stabilizing if we pass on this test here. Let's give it a shot. Okay, expected X 100, actual 100. Expected Y 70, actual Y 70. We're in pretty good shape. So that's just a little very simple example, simple activity exercise in writing test code. But this is maybe the most important part of software engineering. Huge. We'll talk to you soon.